All right, y'all. We live. It's 11 degrees. Your boy Kevin and Jorrye. How y'all feeling?
Yeah, we back. We are back.
Yes,
Ready to get
sir.
this rolling. This is a good one too, boy.
The best college football playoff championship teams since 2014 when Urban Meyer led them boys down there to 2025 16-0 unheard of Indiana.
For
Let's get
real.
let's get this show started, man. I think it's consensus on who the best championship team was in that era. We all saw it. It was amazing when we seen it. They still doing amazing in the league.
Man, what
2019 LSU was dogs.
the team, but the fact that they had Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase on the same team in college with Joe Burrow at quarterback,
Bro.
bruh, you can't. That's crazy. Like those are three elite like players, and we saw it that season, bruh, when they started off beating Georgia Southern 70-3 or whatever the score was. When I was watching that game, I was like, "Good lord, bro!" I was like, "Okay,
Hey, LSU don't care about us at all.
yeah." I was like, "Dang, we don't have a chance at all, bro." Like, I wasn't even like at a certain point, I wasn't even mad no more. I was like, "Okay, we can't do nothing at all with them, bro. Them two receivers are killing us, and now we know why because they the best receivers in the whole world."
The crazy thing about that team was they probably had the hardest schedule any championship team has had. Like I think they played 7 or 8 ranked teams and they spanked every one of them.
Every last one.
I think Auburn was the closest game. And that's like 2 touchdowns. I think they beat them by.
That one in the they had a real good game with Alabama that year too, though.
Yeah, that's right. The shootout was against two of them. Yep.
Yeah, that was a fire game actually. But they still came out on top of that one, and they honestly never felt like they were gonna lose, even though Alabama was making a lot of plays too.
Well, Patrick Surtain was like, "Bruh, what y'all want me to do?"
Man, they were making some real good corners look crazy that year. They had people thinking that
AJ,
AJ Terrell shouldn't even
boy,
get drafted.
they showed the Chase Jettas versus Clemson, and it was like, should the Falcons draft AJ after that performance?
Man, what they had people thinking that AJ Terrell was a scrub after that game. But it's like sometimes when you playing receiver in college, like that can happen, especially because they with the pass interference and all that. Those guys, they didn't really care nothing about that though. They were just lighting AJ Terrell up that game. It was really Jamar Chase more than anybody.
And we realized who the hell Jamar Chase was. Like he don't, no one to be fooled with, boy.
That was
Not to
red
be
shirt freshman Jamar Chase too.
former Kansas commit Jamar Chase.
But what? Imagine that boy would have went to Kansas. We would have missed out on the
Oh,
greatest college football team in the playoff era.
he probably be driving an Amazon truck right now, man.
We would have
That
never known for real though. And then you got to think they had some five people on that LSU defense. Like I think that was when they had Stingley freshman year.
Mhm.
I think that was Dale Pitt, Nick Patrick Queen. They
Yeah,
had a lot of good people on their defense.
they had some pros on defense. I think was Calavon on that team or no?
Who's that?
Calavon Chase on? Uh,
Yeah, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he was too.
okay, because he ain't really did much in the pros, but I do remember that name.
He had a good year, maybe last year. Finally,
Okay, about
the
time.
Patriots.
Sheesh.
I think he played for the Patriots. But yeah, they had some good players on defense. I feel like their defense was the weakness on that team, but they definitely did enough to win a championship. They was by far the best team I've seen. I think
Yeah.
so. That was an easy number one for me, boy.
And here and the debate gets started early. We are getting to it early. Let's go. Number two. I'll let you start it off, brother. Go ahead.
I picked the UGA 2022 team because one, they went 15-0. That's a big part of it too. But they did dodge Alabama, boy, because that was gonna be the only thing that could have stopped them that year was having to play Alabama. That was when Georgia just couldn't beat them still. When Saban was there. But other than that, no team they played was even really close. Even in the games when they didn't score a lot of points, they still was
hmm
like bleeding the other team offense too. So I feel like that defense was the best out of all of these defenses. That was Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. That
Everybody.
yeah, that whole defense, and then probably like some of the backups on that defense all playing now and probably play for the Eagles.
Yeah. Nolan Smith, Channing Tindall, What's that? The one who used to play for the Packers? I can't remember, but Devontae White, like all them guys from them 2 years at Georgia.
Quay
My
Walker.
my lord,
That
my
was like a low.
lord.
That was a loaded defense. Even the one that's not doing as good in the NFL, those
Right.
were still like real five players too, though.
Like what was the safety name? He was hit them locks. He played with he got drafted by the Vikings. I don't know if he still played there.
Oh yeah, Scene.
Yeah, scene
He
was
had got he
nasty.
yeah he had got hurt with the Vikings. I hadn't seen him since he got hurt either.
Yeah,
But
scene
he
was
was on that
nasty.
team. He was on the defense. Then they had my guy that played for the Packers now. I can't remember his name. He was the MVP of the game against TCU when they 65-7 game.
Devon White, did he tackle?
No, it was Bullard, Javon Bullard.
Bullard. Oh, I be forgetting all about these boys. Boy, they got
Man,
everybody.
they had some dogs on their defense, boy.
Herbert,
And then not even mention they had Brock Bowers on offense,
true
Lad
freshman.
McConkey,
Come on now, dogs.
like bruh. And then all
And
the running back
and
James Cook,
and Stetson Bennett was a Heisman finalist.
the
Like,
bruh, Stetson Bennett stepped up in 2022, bro. He honestly him and Will Howard were the two most improved players that year to me. I remember.
Stetson Bennett was cooking.
He was going crazy. It's even in the playoffs, he was going crazy. So
Yeah,
I think Georgia, I think that was an easy one. That game against Ohio State was the only test they had that whole year. That was a classic game. If
yeah.
that Ohio State kicker, well, he was about to shit his
Oh yeah,
pants.
yeah. C.J. Stroud put on a masterclass performance that year. I remember that one.
Man, CJ Stroud was running around. I ain't never seen CJ Stroud run until that game ever in my life. And he still ain't ran since then, really.
Yeah, he was saving it for Georgia just for that night.
Bro, that was like his game. He was waiting for that game, and they still couldn't do it.
Boy,
So I got
if Marvin Harrison would have came down with that catch,
but that was a
hey,
that was a sneaky moment. Marvin Harrison was looking like he was about to go crazy in that game,
bro,
boy.
if he came with if he didn't get knocked out and he held on to that ball, boy.
That was Javon Bullard too. That boy he saved Georgia season when he gave that concussion though, boy.
Oh
Because
man.
that was about to be rough too. But that 2022 team I think was the second best just off of that defense alone. Good lord.
So I slightly disagree because I do think they're really good, but I got a team who I think was just slightly better. I got the 2020 COVID Alabama year. People don't realize Mac Jones went absolutely nuts that year. I'm pulling it up now. That man had 4,500 yards passing at a 77.4 completion percentage, 41 TDs, and only 4 picks.
Yeah.
COVID or not, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
I
he
didn't
had,
realize he had 4,500 yards. Good
oh,
lord.
well, that's because the Heisman winner, Devontae Smith, had 23 of them.
Yes.
And Najee Harris had 26 on the ground, just on the ground.
Right.
Bruh, they was going crazy. And
That is crazy.
I feel like they played everybody in the SEC because I think it was SEC only schedule because of COVID. They beat everybody in the SEC. They won SEC champ. They went undefeated. They was another 15-0. Well, they wasn't 15 because of COVID. I think it was ended up being 13-0 because they played an 11-game regular season or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a 10-game, whatever it was. They went undefeated in conference and won the playoff game. Mask on or mask off. This was one of the most dominant teams I've ever seen play. And they was really giving it to. And Jalen Waddle was hurt. We don't even know what they really could have put up. Maybe Mac Jones throw for 5,000 yards. Maybe he beat the Joe Burrow record. Maybe he just goes absolutely dog crazy.
We got to bring up the fact, bro, that Jalen Waddle in 2020 when he was every year he was at Alabama, it felt like he was like a creative player with how fast he was. I feel like
look, Jalen Waddle played 6 games that year. He had 591. If he would have played a full season, Devontae Smith don't win that Heisman. Mac Jones probably wins the Heisman though.
Yeah, somebody on Alabama would have won it still, but yeah, if Jalen Waddle would have played, that would have been real crazy though.
He was averaging 21 yards a catch during those little slight games.
I remember he played. He looked like Tyreek Hill. How Tyreek Hill used to look when he was on the Chiefs, and then they ended up playing on the same team.
But he was so ridiculous. You couldn't stop him.
I feel like in college he was built different. It wasn't like in the NFL. Waddle has been a good receiver, but it felt like he was way more explosive at Alabama. But of course, he playing in the NFL now. But
Right. So
still,
remember, we was talking about that 2019 Alabama LSU game. So do you know Waddle was the fourth? So he was the odd man out. He was the
yeah.
odd man out. So it was Ruggs, Judy, Smith, and Waddle was fourth. And I forgot who they tied in was. Was it Irv Smith?
I
Was
feel like
Irv
Irv
Smith?
Smith was around that time for sure.
Yeah, bruh. Alabama should have won in 2019, but that showed you how great 2019 LSU was, dog. They didn't
That's,
care.
that's what I'm saying. They really probably could have won in 2019 too. But I feel like their defense that year wasn't as good as the usual Alabama defense.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, the COVID Bama team was so crazy on offense. Sarkeesian was cooking left and right. Boy, the kitchen was hot.
That was a fire offense too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
He was out there. It was looking too easy out there, man. And to top it off, they smacked Ohio State in the championship game. It was not really much of a contest, honestly.
Sean Wade, that's who got exposed in that game. Because remember, I don't know if people remember Sean Wade from Ohio State, that cornerback. They were hyping him up before that national championship game. Alabama, the receivers from Alabama would torture him. And I don't think I really heard his name since then.
But they won 52-24, and that's doing an injustice because I feel like it was over way before that final score.
Yeah, that game was over. That was like Justin Fields' era, I think.
It was because I think Fields went to the playoffs every year.
Yeah, he had a good record at Ohio State for sure.
Yeah, if this is COVID year, they definitely went because I remember they was like Ohio State only played 6 games. They shouldn't be in there.
They only played 6 games that year. See,
Remember,
COVID was a blur, boy. Good
but
lord.
remember the Big Ten didn't start when everybody started. They started like a month later.
That's
They
right.
they
That
tried
do
to put a
remember that.
season. They tried to put a season together in the last minute. So yeah,
I do remember that. Yeah, you're right.
but let's go to number 3.
That's an interesting number two.
Number 3. I mean, I'll go first this time. Sig. You know what I'm saying? He 16-0 Indiana is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it's not like it was a mysterious 16-0. They dog walked everybody except one team. Well, 2 teams. 3 teams didn't get dog walked, but everybody else caught it real bad.
Yeah.
What they did in the playoff was nasty. Come here, Bama. Come here, Oregon. Miami played them tough. Shout out to the U for making it not a blowout.
That was a good
And
game.
Mendoza was cooking in that RPO friendly offense. They had a good run game, great defense. Boy, the first play against Oregon in the playoff game was a pick 6 by Ponce.
Yeah.
I saw that and said, "Oh, I don't need to watch no more. I already know how this is going."
You can tell they weren't playing, boy. And the thing is, bro, honestly, if you talk about the most impressive championship out of the whole list, honestly, that's the most impressive one. Because those were a lot of players from James Madison too.
Yeah,
A lot of
uh,
them were James Madison players, group of 5 players. And
yeah.
then they got Indiana.
Sig chose. He didn't choose. They chose him. They said we need a coach like you to help us be relevant. And his press conference said, "Fuck Ohio State." I said, "Oh, this man has lost his goddamn mind." And in year 2, he go undefeated. He backed that shit up. He
He
backed
said
it
it.
all up.
He did when he got introduced as a coach. He did say, "All I do is win." That was like one of the main things he said, and
Google
he
me.
ain't lying.
Google me.
Yeah,
All I do is win, and that's what he did. He went undefeated with a team comprised of James Madison players. Uh, Mendoza wasn't even that hot, honestly, at Cal. You know what I'm saying? He was cool, but people was like, "Oh, we got to get Mendoza." I mean, Georgia almost did, but they would take anybody at the Beck.
yes. And the thing with Mendoza, man, like especially at Cal, like you definitely nobody would have said that was going to win the Heisman.
Yeah,
Like
this is
nobody would have told you that, man.
well, Sig got to be the best developmental coach in the game right now because he took a roster of 3s and 2s. They barely had any 4 stars and 5 stars on the team.
Indiana,
Yeah, man, they don't
I
get
ain't
those
never heard
stars.
it before last year. I never heard of Indiana being good until Signetti got there ever in football.
The
Not one
one year,
time ever.
one time, and that's get you with your boy Michael Penix, Mister. I ain't got no knees.
That
He
was that was the
he
last time I really
yeah
saw Indiana. It was like okay, they decent, but
right.
they never was a threat. Even when he was there, they never was no threat to like win the Big
Nah,
Ten,
no, no,
win
no,
the
no.
championship. Like, bruh, he changed everything in like a year or two.
Right, and they still was trying to give him no respect for longer. They like, nah, it's still Indiana. Like Indiana spanked Illinois so bad during that season. I said, "Hey man, they should be ranked 5 at worst. What y'all doing?"
Yeah, usually when the team have a win like that, I remember when that one happened. If usually when teams have a like a super blowout, they beat a team like 70-30 or 20 or something like that.
The other coach get fired.
Yeah, usually it's like one of the moments where it's like, okay, they fight for real now.
Yeah,
They rolling for real.
back in the
So
day,
people should sit the fence.
that would have got Billy McFadden had that been Indiana back in the past.
Yeah, I like the Indiana though. I like that team for sure. They were old. They was a super old team, but
Yeah,
they were good and they dominated. Like you said, they pretty much dominated everybody except Miami and Ohio State that
yeah.
I can remember.
And
So
Penn State, they came out by the hair, they chin.
that was when Penn State was still kind of fighting a little bit. So yeah,
Then yeah, they trying to fight back. And back then, yeah.
but
Let's, let's talk about T Law, the T Law's Clemson Tigers, because Clemson on here twice. But let's talk about the Trevor Lawrence freshman year Clemson Tigers.
boy, man, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Ross had me thinking, oh,
Boy,
this
Justin, I ain't heard that name in years.
bro.
Justin
I was like,
Ross.
bro, I was like, they got Matt Ryan and Julio. I remember watching that game like, dang, but these boys about to take over college football. Justin Ross knees gave out on him not too long after that, though. I feel, but he was
remember
a
the
beast, bro.
remember the other quarterback they thought they had, or they making Trevor Lawrence compete with.
Brian, and people was mad,
Yeah,
bro. If you don't remember this, bro, I remember people was mad that he got benched for Trevor Lawrence when that happened, bro.
and then
Because
Trevor
they,
Lawrence first game 5 TD.
yeah, they went. I think he had on that quarterback before him, Bryant. I'm pretty sure let him with Bryant.
Yeah,
He
Kelly Bryant. I remember him.
Kelly Bryant. That was his first name. You're right. I remember, and they had only lost one game that year before, I think, but they got blown out in the playoffs. I think they played
Yeah,
Ohio State too.
yeah, and they was like, all right, he ain't it.
Yeah, they realized Trevor Lawrence. You got to think when he was in high school, bro, he was like a god out here in Georgia.
He was the #1 overall player in the country.
Him and Justin Fields were both. They was looked at like they was gods that year, bro. I remember. So it was like they couldn't wait. They couldn't wait to let him play, especially with Kelly Bryant. If they would have lost a game or lost 2 games, that boy would have transferred quick. So they had to make it happen.
Justin Fields. I wonder what would happen if he just went to Penn State like he was supposed to.
I never knew he was supposed to go to Penn State.
He committed. He committed to them first, I believe, and then he ended up going to Georgia later.
That'd have been the best quarterback Penn State maybe ever had.
As ever in their life. Because Drew Aller, he was highly rated, but he never really panned out. And what's the other boy? He had a long name,
Hackenberg.
Christian Hackenberg.
I remember they were hyping him up too. That sorry, big old. He was sorry as hell.
Couldn't move, could barely throw good passes, but
He just had a strong ass arm. He was sorry as hell. He had Chris Godwin. He still was sorry.
boy, yeah, Justin Fields would have been different because they ain't never had a quarterback like him. Like Trace McSorley, cool, but he ain't Justin Fields.
Yeah, exactly. Trace McSorley is probably the best quarterback they really have had, bro. And that's it. That means like,
production wise, for sure.
yeah,
For
that's
sure.
not a good for a team like a Penn State. That's not a good quarterback like that, bro.
And that's
They
why they got rid of that boy Franklin. They said, "Hey man, we tired of this."
they should have won at least one championship with all the players they had on the teams.
At least one Big Ten championship. Oh, I think they might have won one Big Ten championship. I think that's the year Ohio State was ineligible. They won the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, matter of fact, yeah. With Saquon, I think was there.
Yeah, Saquon was a freshman, I believe, that year.
Yeah, that was about the last time.
Let's
But
get
yeah,
to
I had that Clemson team. I like that Clemson team though. Was that Christian Wilkins and
the greatest D line ever assembled. Yep.
Dexter Lawrence.
All them. Wilkins Lawrence. Oh boy, he got drafted by the Raiders. Can't remember his name. Cleveland Farrell.
Farrell. I gotta say Cleveland, whatever. Farrell.
Yeah.
Farrell. I remember
Boy,
him.
Dabo had all them 5 stars on the D line, boy, because they was all 5 stars. He wasn't bullshitting. Dabo was recruiting back then.
That was when Clips used to have the 5 defensive line with Venables was the defense coordinator, and then they used to have
right. He had a crazy staff. He had Venables at DC. I want to say Chad Morris might have been the OC for this year, or it was the guy who had Virginia coach. One of them two.
Yeah, I remember. Then they had Mullen at corner. He played good in the championship game. I like Mullen low key.
Well, Trayvon Mullen, I remember.
Yeah, we played for the Raiders. I like them at Clemson. So they had a good little team.
Then who was that safety? Curse. Was he on this team or was he on the other team? Was he on this team?
I feel like Curse was this around this time.
All right, I'm looking at now. Isaiah Simmons, Kendall Joseph, Trayvon
Isaiah
Mark,
Simmons. That's who. That's another one, boy.
AJ Terrell was definitely on this team. Kavon Wallace, Cleveland Farrell, Christian Wilkins, Austin Bryant was the other DN.
Austin
JD
Bryant.
Davis, Dexter Lawrence. My lord, how do you put together a team like this?
Their defensive line was nasty, boy. And I think this was the year where did Dexter Lawrence miss the championship game? I think
He played 13 games, so it's very possible he didn't play that game.
he remember he got in trouble for taking steroids.
That's what it was.
I'm pretty sure it was steroids. It was either steroids or drugs, but I think it was steroids.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah.
If he would have played in that championship game, it probably would have been even worse.
And it was already bad because, like we mentioned earlier, this was a blowout of sorts. Just show y'all what the score was in that game, real quick. Hold on, man. They beat Bama, the 4-receiver Bama team that they had. Y'all remember them Bama? They still there. They was freshmen though.
Yeah,
They beat Bama. Nick Saban Bama. Tua Bama. 44-16, man.
That was the game. Tua played terrible that game too, boy.
Oh, they was on his ass.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a game when Tua looked human. Because all before then, that year before, then before that game, until they played Georgia too. But Tua was looking like, bro, he was looking unstoppable, like the next Drew Brees or something. And now we see where he is. So
Yeah, that team was crazy.
yeah, I think that was definitely top three because
15
they
and
blew
0.
out. They blew out. I never seen Alabama get blown out in the championship or in the playoffs ever until then.
44-16. I don't think Nick Saban's had a worse loss in his career.
Yeah, that was a rough one for real. So they definitely got to be top three to me. They beat
Yeah.
Nick Saban that bad.
Yeah, I got him in my top 5. I ain't got a 3 though. Let's get to number 4.
Yeah,
Number 4, I got them dogs that you talked about earlier. The greatest defense ever. And this is like, man, what you supposed to do? You can't block none of these people, bro. Trayvon Walker, Devon White, like Justin, Jalen Carter. Like, it's too many.
yeah, it was that defense.
DBs, the linebackers, they blew everybody out. What they did to TCU is a war crime. I mean, we all seen that. That was crazy. They smacked. Who was they smacked in the semifinal?
That was the year when they played Ohio State. CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. Okay, they beat CJ Stroud then. Okay, that's the year.
They
Yeah,
blew
man.
everybody else out there though.
It was nothing to play with. They beat everybody, and the way they beat them is like, man, what we gonna do now?
They were demoralizing teams, and it never felt like no other team was gonna beat them. And the thing was, bro, the year before, that was in 2021. That Georgia team was beating teams, and they weren't even really letting them get more than like 10 points.
That
This,
that team was crazy.
but 2022, they still had the same like 5 defense, but they honestly was taking their foot off the gas in certain situations and in certain games more than they did the year before. But it still never felt like they were ever gonna lose though.
Yeah, man, look, they was going crazy, and they had the most unstoppable player in college football, Brock Bowers. It didn't matter.
Exactly.
It didn't matter how you got on the ball; it was over.
And now we see why that nigga is a beast. You know what I'm saying? That was Pickens. Was Pickens on that team too?
Nah, Pickens was before that.
Dang, he didn't leave that long, huh?
Mm-hmm. So this team had Nolan Smith on it. They had Tyke Smith, Jalen Carter, Kamari Lassiter, Keely Ringo, Javon Bullard, Chris Smith. So this team had the better secondary. Malachi Starks.
They had freshman year Malachi. They had a freshman year Malachi Stark.
Yeah. It was so the year before had everybody, but this year they lost obviously some people, but they still was going crazy. Crazy.
I feel like that make it more dominant. The fact that they squeezed teams way worse the year before in terms of just not letting them score as much.
Right.
But they had way more depth this year though.
Do you remember the first game of that year? Georgia played Oregon. Dan Lannon, first game as Oregon coach.
Yeah, bruh.
49-3.
Bruh, they killed. I remember they killed Oregon that game. That was the first time I had seen Malachi Starks play, and I was like, he a true freshman.
Oh, that pick was nasty.
Yeah, I was like, he a true freshman. His first game, he made a pick like that. I was like, oh yeah, Georgia they about to win it this year. I remember that game because Oregon is not a bad team, and they beat them like that.
Yeah, 15-0 Georgia, man.
Statement.
15-0
They made
Georgia.
statement win.
But we got to talk about 2015 Bama, sir. Let's go back in time some years, baby. That's
Damn.
Derrick Henry them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who that was that era that was when they had Derrick Henry and Kenyon Drake and
Oh, I
um
forgot Drake was on that team. Drizzy.
but he showed didn't play that much though.
Well, how you gonna take Derrick Henry off the field?
Exactly. By then, Derrick Henry had established it. It's like, bro, it's his job, bro. That was
Jake
his Heisman year. Shoot.
Jake Coker was a quarterback. And this one, Nick Saban was still like, I'm a running coach. We're not passing the ball like that for real.
They didn't start. Tua was the start of them caring about the
Yeah.
quarterback for real.
Derrick Henry ran for 2,200 yards and 28 TDs. My Lord. And I and I feel like he didn't play all the games like all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they was beating everybody so bad, he don't need him in the fourth quarter most of them games.
I think that was the year when they played Georgia in the regular season. And he was running all over Georgia in that game. I was like, Lord have mercy. This boy, he finally, I could tell that he finally was about to be like the main running back because it felt like at Alabama at first they kind of was easing Derrick Henry into being the running back, and they finally just gave him the ball and he went crazy that year.
38-10, brother.
Yeah, I definitely thought that 2015 Alabama and then the defense too. That was I'm pretty sure that was Marlon Humphrey. That was freshman year. Minka Fitzpatrick. Because Minka went crazy. He another safety that went crazy his freshman year. That was that year when he had all them 100-yard interception returns and fumble returns and all that.
Let's see
So they had
who was
yeah.
on that team on defense. Let's see if these names ring a bell. Reggie Ragland, Reuben Foster,
that was the Reuben Foster era for
Geno
sure.
Smith, Jerron Reed, Ashawn Robinson. All these are just pros, man. Eddie Jackson, Minka Fitzpatrick, Marlon Humphrey, Ryan Anderson, Cyrus Jones, Jonathan Allen, Dalvin Tomlinson, Sean Dion Hamilton, Dylan Lee.
That roster is crazy. That's why I had them rate high too, because I would just remember the people that was on that team. Like I know they had Minka and Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson were going pretty crazy that year too.
I'm gonna go on a limb here. I think that's Saban's best secondary.
Yeah, I feel like McKinney might have been one of the people too, because Eddie Jackson used to kind of get hurt at Alabama, and McKinney and Minka used to have to play a lot.
I think McKinney played later, bro, like with the 2018 teams.
Oh dang, I thought he was a freshman then. Maybe not. I know Minka was definitely a freshman with Eddie Jackson for sure.
I don't know if X-Men was on this team. I think
Maybe he was on.
He might have came a year after.
I think he might have been on 17. I might be getting confused. Them Alabama teams had so many people.
That's back when you could just keep everybody. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
That was the era when teams that were real good used to have like a two deep of players that could start. Like
So
Alabama and Georgia used to have them deep teams.
so Minka had 2 picks, 88 yards total for 2 TDs.
Yes.
Eddie Jackson had 6 picks for 230 yards, 2 TDs. Lord Jesus.
That was that year when they were getting all them defensive touchdowns. I feel like the defensive linemen scored touchdowns. I feel like Jonathan Allen and one of them was getting scoop and score touchdowns too.
This team might be one of the most talented defenses on this list.
And you got to think, Jonathan Allen, they were saying that he was so good that he honestly should have won the Heisman.
He was a dog in the middle, man.
That was 20. I think that was 2015 when he was like a Heisman finalist.
Only thing is, they got an L. That's why I ain't got them as high as you got them. They lost to Ole Miss that year. I think that's the Bo Wallace year.
Yeah, it is.
Boy, you couldn't tell Hugh Freeze nothing.
Yeah,
Said, I beat Saban. I did
it. that was a crazy one too, boy.
I remember that game. I think is that the Katy Perry game? Was Katy Perry that college game day? Katy Perry?
That was the thing. I remember people were saying that Ole Miss might upset them too.
Was that Robert Kim Dinchey them? These are names that's just feeling
yes
so long ago, boy.
That was that era with Kim Dichie. for
and
sure.
Laquan Treadwell, Laramie Tunsil.
But
Like we
I ain't
know
gonna lie, I
exact,
thought Treadwell was gonna be a beast, bro.
bruh. Who are you telling?
2015, it was a lot of receivers in 2015 that tricked a lot of people. That was that year when Corey Coleman was at Baylor.
Oh man, well he can't know how to run no routes. He can't delete
Yeah,
that. All know do go.
yeah.
That's all.
Them Baylor receivers ran. Them Baylor receivers ran 3 routes, and I don't know how it worked that long. Honestly, that they were doing that.
The same thing going on in Tennessee. They doing the same offense. Tennessee
Yeah,
got the same offense.
Tennessee
Cause
now is kind of like
look,
how Baylor used to be.
Jalen Hyatt, he about to be out the league because he can't run routes.
Yeah, they
They
run
don't.
go routes,
Yeah,
slants, and
they
posts. That's
they
pretty
don't
much it.
for 3 to 4 years. They don't prepare you to do a real route tree. So when you got to beat coverage, because everybody ain't, you're not getting played press man in Tennessee offense because they don't want to
Yeah,
give up the deep ball. Now in the NFL, everybody in your face, like, "What's up, bro? Show me you
yeah,
good."
yeah. That's how it was for real too. But like those teams back then, those 2015, that was when people had caught on to that no huddle spread like wild offense yet. But people caught on to that. Everybody because everybody started doing it.
Yep. Yeah, 2015 Bama was the real deal. I do like them. They who they beat in that championship game? Was that Clemson? That was the first time Clemson got there?
That was when they beat. That was a good game too. That was like a 45-42 kind of game, I think.
Yeah, that was Watson first year. Yeah, 45-40.
45-40. I remember that
Mm-hmm.
one because it went down to the wire just like the next one did.
Yeah, well, if you got, but see, what they had was Derrick Henry, and Clemson had Derrick Henry, so that was the ultimate decider right there.
Yeah, that ended up being the deciding factor for real. That was when Alabama had Bo Scarborough and all them when they
Boom, my boy.
when they lost that next year.
All right, let's go. Number 5 on the list. 2018 Clemson. We just talked about them, so let's go straight to 2021 Georgia. That was
Who
the defense.
that was?
That was the defense
If you
that
talk
had
about
everybody.
game to game defense, that was the best defense for real
Boy,
until they played Bama.
and Bryce Young decided who these boys
It,
is.
it was another situation like how Marvin Harrison got hurt. J-Mo got hurt for Bama that in the championship that year, and that changed everything kind of for them. Cause that game in the SEC championship, he was lighting Georgia secondary up, boy.
Yeah, they
Goodness
were like, hey
gracious.
man, we can't stop J-Mo. Waymo J-Mo, we can't stop him. We can't stop him.
Goodness gracious. That was bro, he was running, bro. I didn't realize he was that fast until they played Georgia. He was running sprints up and down the field on them.
Yeah, so Stetson had a solid game management year. Didn't turn the ball over, of course. He was doing his thing. But do you remember how he got there? You know how many quarterbacks they tried to put out there?
Didn't they have Dewan Mathis? Do
That,
people
that, that,
remember that name?
that was the year before. So this one was the JT Daniels and Carson. Well, the JT Daniels
JT
was on the
Daniels. I knew that was yes. Okay, yeah.
team. Remember
Yes, right.
JT Daniels? He was on the team.
That boy
But
played for everybody after that too.
so what happened was they didn't really need too much from him because Brock Bowers at tight end. Yeah, rushing yards came from Cook, who was one of the NFL's best running backs. Zeus White, Kenny McIntosh, I don't know where he had in the league. Kendall Milton, I don't know where he had in the league. And man, they just had it all, bro. They had running backs galore.
And they really used Zeus White more than they used James Cook, honestly.
Yeah, he was the back. He was the back.
They hyped
He
him
was
up
the
too. They
back.
liked Zeus White I think maybe out of high school. He was the one that
Yeah, I
everybody
think is he
when
the
they
guy
got him it
from
was a big deal.
5-star running back? Is he from Jersey?
I think he might be. Georgia do be recruiting them running backs from up north.
Because they got Swift from Philly. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
where's Amir White from. I think he's from Jersey or Vegas. Where he from?
Where is Zeus White from? I know he played for Vegas at one point.
Where that boy from? I have to look it up now. It's Amir White. Where he
I
from?
don't even, that defense between him and James Cook, those teams were they didn't even Georgia didn't even use James Cook, which actually was a blessing in disguise for the Bills. Because
Yeah,
they showed use his brother at Florida State. They showed use his brother a lot.
they say this. They say James Cook legs for him. Dalvin Cook had to
Yeah,
play.
yeah, for real. Dalvin Cook was it was no way Florida State wasn't gonna play him.
Oh, Zeus White from it looks like North Carolina.
They be recruited from there too. So yeah, it makes
Cause
sense.
Todd Gurley, he from North Carolina, and AJ Green from North Carolina too. Oh no, AJ Green
Keith
South
Marshall,
Carolina.
AJ Green from South Carolina. Keith
Yeah,
Marshall, that was there with Todd Gurley from North Carolina too, though.
yeah.
He was good. He was
Hey,
good too. I thought.
yep,
But yeah, I like
yeah.
the
That
Georgia. The 2021 that was Lad. That was their receiver was Lad that year, wasn't it?
he was the best receiver. Yeah, Lad McConkey.
Lad and Pickens was 2021, I think.
Oh no, it's Jermaine Burton. Remember him? Roll Tide, Jermaine Burton, Lad McConkey, and Adonai
Troublemaker.
Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell.
AD Mitchell. I didn't realize, bro.
Yeah.
It took for AD Mitchell to go to Texas for me to realize he was tall. I don't know why. When he was at Georgia, he didn't look like he was tall at Georgia for some reason.
Hey
Maybe it was the
man, George,
uniform.
maybe I don't know. And boy,
I
but
forgot they
that
had that.
defense, that historic defense, N'Kobe Dean, Lewis Son, or Scene, I don't know how you pronounce it. Shannon Tindall, Quay Walker, Nolan Smith, Darion Kendrick. People forget about him.
He was pretty good too, boy. I remember him.
Dan the Man Jackson. Y'all remember that white boy at
He,
safety?
he was there.
Devon,
He was there in 2021.
yeah, man, they was loaded, bro. Devontae White,
Dang.
Trayvon Walker, Jalen Carter, Keely Ringo, Chris Smith, Jordan Davis. It was just so many people on this team, man.
That was
And
prime Keely Ringo, 2021.
Kamari Lassiter was on this team too, man. They didn't matter, bro. They had a all-star waiting on the backups. That was the greatest defense I think ever.
Yeah, because honestly, bro, that 2022 defense didn't have a N'Kobe Dean.
Nah, it didn't have the D line. It didn't have them linebackers, but it did have a good secondary. It did have a really good secondary.
N'Kobe Dean, one of the best linebackers probably in the last 5 years or so. Honestly, out of every linebacker,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of true linebackers
I'll put
since
him up there high. Really,
since 2021. He probably is the best in
yeah, he
college.
he he might be number one for real.
Like
Honestly,
collegiately speaking, he's probably the best. I don't like what happens in the pros is happening in
yeah,
the pros.
yeah. Nah, but definitely out of the college linebackers, he would definitely be one of the best to me. It made a difference too. He had everything. He had it
Yeah,
rocking when he was there, boy.
yeah, he was the leader of that defense, boy. You make a mistake, he was gonna come get in your face about it too.
Yeah, boy, I like that team. I like that defense, boy. 2021 Georgia. I wish that
Yeah,
they would have lost to Bama and had that. They had a horrible game against Bryce Young. The NC championship game. That was the only reason I wouldn't have them probably at four,
yeah.
honestly, or three or four.
All right, well, let's get to 6 on the list. So I did mine as you got to be undefeated for me to be in the top. So the top half is all undefeated. Everybody else got a one loss or two. Ohio State. So Michigan 2023, they cheat. They came out that we heard that they cheated. But Harbaugh served his time. He served that time for them suspensions. He missed 4 games. It did not matter. They beat everybody. They ran the ball down Ohio State throat, and they didn't know what to do. Ryan Day was out there crying on the sideline, man. They beat everybody in the Big Ten. The only thing I don't got them so high is because yes, they went undefeated. Yes, they beat Bama. Yes, they beat Washington. Yes, they won the Big Ten championship against Iowa. It just didn't look that great to me. It's like, yeah, they dominant on defense, but I'm missing the explosiveness that I want in the championship team. They lack playmakers. They had good running backs though. It, it it didn't feel like they was one of those great all time teams. It was just a good. They had a good year. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying. They had a really good year.
that defensive performance against Ohio State that year was a good performance. That one in the game where they ran the ball the whole second half against Penn State.
Oh yeah,
Those
because Sharon Moore, he like, I don't know the call. Like, brother, you the OC. What you mean you don't know the
yes,
call? He said, just run it again.
the boy just ran the every play, bro. That was like their championship moments. Those two games, Marvin Harrison was cooking in 2023, but they didn't have nothing else, so it didn't really matter. But I like that
Yeah.
defense. I feel like that defense is up there with the Georgia defense. Honestly, it's not quite as good, but it's up there though.
Yeah, yeah. JJ had a solid year. 2,900 yards passing, 22 TDs, 4 picks, but it's just like Michigan wasn't. It didn't seem like they was like a super elite. It felt like it was a great team, but it didn't feel like they was. Well, you remember that Michigan team? Nah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It don't seem like that.
They
So
not
because they
memorable to
was
me like that at all.
yes, so they was undefeated. So I got them at 6 because if you agree all time team need to be undefeated to me. And
Yeah,
then I just got them at the bottom of the undefeated. So I feel like everybody else who undefeated was better than them.
yeah. JJ McCarthy throwing for 2,900 yards is surprising to me because when they used to be hyping him up, I could tell then when he was at Michigan. I
You
thought
and
I
me
thought they were
both.
joking when they said he could go first round. I thought it was a joke.
When they was talking about he could be potentially drafted in the first round, I was like, what? Then he talking about top five. I said top five.
They
And
it
remember,
was
this was a pretty good quarterback class, and that was coming out that year. And I was like, I think JJ should go back to school. What he
yeah,
going coming in the draft? But I guess if somebody tell you you're gonna get drafted in the first round, you're not going back to school
yeah.
to make it worse. Especially if Harbaugh was leaving.
Especially with how they were winning. They weren't winning because of him, bro. They were winning because of Blake
No,
Corum. They really
yeah,
were winning because of Blake Corum and the defense.
the defense was stout,
Yeah.
very
And then every
stout.
once in a while, the defense would start keying on Blake Corum and put 8 in the box. And then they would just throw the ball deep to Wilson, that receiver,
What's my
in
boy name?
Loveland.
What name? The receiver? What's his name? Was it Ramik Wilson?
It was I think it was Roman Wilson.
Roman Wilson. I wonder if they're related. Ramik and Roman could be. You
He
never
was pretty
know.
straight though. I do remember the receiver, but he wasn't like none of them were really just like excited. Like you said, you're not gonna really remember them other than the Ohio State, the run the ball against Penn State, and then how they shut down Mike Penix and them.
I
Because
bet you can't. I bet you can't tell me who the backup quarterback was on that Michigan team. I'll give you a hint. He's still in college.
was it Orgy?
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember, buddy. I remember Orgy.
Alex Orgy, man.
Then he went to Vegas, so
Yeah,
he play. I think he might still be out there.
yeah, he there. He competing with Jackson Arnold.
Yeah, I heard he still might not be starting. I was like, golly,
Yeah,
cut my man
yeah.
some slack.
Maybe he should be good at quarterback, and then we don't got to worry about bringing no quarterbacks.
Whenever he used to come in the game at Michigan, they used to just run a quarterback draw on him every time.
Yeah, quarterback power, brother. Stop it if you can. Stop it if you can.
They thought they had a Tebow. Hell no.
Now let's talk about some positivity. The Big Ten 2025. Who's yours?
Yeah, I definitely had to put them 6. I honestly was like you said they were undefeated, so I was thinking about putting them over to some of the teams with one loss. But I just feel like when I did mine, you did yours based on who was undefeated is your order. I kind of just would pick it like who would beat who I think would win if they played each other, kind of.
I feel that. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it too. Just talent based.
So I this is just opinion based anyway because one loss team could lose to one of these undefeated teams, but I like Indiana. I feel like they were close to being elite. The margin of error between these teams when you get from like the 2015 Bama
Mhm.
on down for like or basically my bottom 4 is kind of small. So I picked Indiana, but I think that they definitely could beat some of the teams ranked above them. They could beat maybe Clemson or Alabama. I don't know if they'd beat Georgia though.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we talked about most of these teams already, so we can make these a little bit quicker. Let's go to
Yeah,
7. 2021 Georgia, 2016. Oh, we ain't talking about 2016 Clemson. Go ahead,
yeah,
let's talk about that. That's Trevor.
man.
No, that's Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that was that Hunter Renfro game winner. That was
Hunter
like
Renfro walk off.
that year, boy. That was a surprising win, honestly. I feel like that was an underdog story, but Deshaun Watson was he. I ain't gonna say quietly because it wasn't really quietly, but he had a 2-year stretch where he was. You can honestly put him up there with some of the best quarterbacks in college ever. Really, those 2 years when he was
Yeah.
at Clemson, because they almost beat Alabama the year before, like we talked about with the
Mm-hmm.
2015. They almost beat that Derrick Henry 2015 team.
Deshaun Watson was what they would call him Michael Jordan. He said Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence to LeBron James.
Dabo was hyping him up, and he was, and rightfully so. Honestly, him and Mike Williams, the one that just retired this year,
He
they was
retired?
yeah, he
Oh
retired.
man.
He kept
Okay.
getting hurt. He used to get hurt every
That
year.
yeah, that he was always hurt. Something wrong with these Clemson receivers, but they don't make it, huh? They
Just
Sammy Watkins couldn't bang. Only one who could is Nuke.
yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
else couldn't make it.
Hunter Renfro had a short time when he was good.
Yeah,
But
now
who else?
yeah.
Justin Ross. They got some.
I,
They got a group of receivers that's there now. We gonna see how they do. But yeah,
I think
Ray
DeAndre.
McLeod from out there too. The one that got mad
Yeah.
at that got mad at Raheem Morris last year.
Who
He
team
from
he
out
on
there
now?
too,
Is
bro.
he still a free agent?
I think he's still a rapper.
Don't say still a rapper like people buying and streaming his music. Come
Last I seen
on,
him, he made a
man.
rap. He made a rap song. He got cut and made that rap song.
So Deshaun Watson did have Ray Renfro, Artavis Scott, Deion Kane, and Mike Williams to throw to. In
Artavis
that
Scott, I thought he would have been better in the NFL. He didn't really do nothing though.
in that tight end, he had Jordan Leggett, who was always a mismatch in college.
Yeah, Jordan Leggett was straight in college for sure. That defense was that I know they had Boulware. That they had
Ben Bolwell.
that boy was a
Everybody know
good
about Ben
linebacker too.
Bolwell.
Clemson used to stay with a 5 white linebacker, bro. They still, I feel like they still might do that now.
So
I
I
think
think
I think Sammy
I,
Brown out there still.
I want to say this is freshman year Dexter Lawrence, freshman year Christian Wilkins, freshman year Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah.
And boy, they was going crazy.
Who else? Clemson had some. I feel like they had some people on that defense.
Kendall Joseph.
Kendall. Okay, I kind of
Uh,
remember that name.
remember Dorian O'Daniel? Remember that linebacker, Dorian O'Daniel?
Linebacker. Yeah. Okay. So they had a couple people. They
Yeah,
don't have the talented team above them, but yeah,
Trayvon Mullen was on that team.
that was freshman year probably.
Yeah, like this team defensively wasn't the team the 2018 was, but it was good enough.
That was a that was that year when Nate Peterman and James Conner beat them.
Yeah, Pittsburgh beat them. The only loss on the schedule, only blemish, getting beat
They
by
had
Pittsburgh.
yeah they had a bad game defensively that game, boy. I remember Dabo was pissed at them too after the game.
Yeah, because he didn't know they was going to remember. This was only 14 playoff back then, so he didn't know that was going to be enough.
Yeah,
Because the loss was kind of late in the year.
and Pitt wasn't like looked at as no like Super 5 team then. That game put Nate Peterman. He got drafted off of that game though, and then ended up doing nothing and throwing a whole bunch of interceptions.
Nathan Peterman. Didn't John Gruden decide to sign him after he got cut by the Bills for throwing 5 picks and a half, and they had to bring Tyrod Taylor in to finish the game?
Even when Tyrod Taylor did he have like a punctured lung, and they brought him back or some shit, or maybe I think that was maybe they benched him. He had to punch a lung later, I think.
The punch alone was why Justin Herbert started. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
I can't remember who the coach was for Buffalo, but he's like, I want to see Nathan Peterman. But I said, bro, you got Tyrod Taylor. Just go with what you know.
He
And that
benched
was
him.
he's like, all right, I made a mistake, clearly. Like, yes, you did. You absolutely did.
He ruined their season, bro. He tripping.
But yeah,
I do remember that.
Deshaun Watson was crazy. And you know the funny thing about this? People will see Deshaun Watson in college and decide, let's trade up for Mitchell Trubisky.
Man, what? Hey,
Mitchell
I remember when this happened. I ain't gonna lie.
He wasn't even an all ACC quarterback, and they still did that.
This another example of if you a quarterback and if they try to take you like top 10 or top 5 and nobody can really remember you in college, you like why are you picking him over like that was the year when it was Deshaun, Lamar, and Pat Mahomes.
You know
And
they called it.
they picked Trubisky.
No, Lamar wasn't in that draft. He came out the year after, but still,
That was
Deshaun Watson was.
yeah. It was Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm getting the years confused sometimes. Shoot.
And I was like, bro, this is GM malpractice because he's not even an all ACC quarterback. And you tell me he need to be the first quarterback selected in the draft?
I remember when it was drafted, when the college football season ended, they were saying Mr. Trubisky. I was like, who is that? Who is that?
I remember him very slightly at Carolina. Not enough to think he'll be drafted, especially in the first round.
If you're a real first round quarterback, they're gonna be talking about you in college football
all year.
Yeah,
he's moving up the draft boards. When
especially in like 2016.
When did
2016? Right, bro. In 2016, like that was when you could win a national championship off of having a real good quarterback. Like you didn't even have to have a run game or O line and all that. You can win it with a quarterback.
You know what North Carolina quarterback I remember before Drake May? Who in the Williams. I don't remember Trubisky. I remember Williams.
Yeah, that Williams was there with like Switzer, that white boy. Yeah. I remember that UNC team with that when they had him too. They were kind of decent when he was a quarterback. Shoot, now I think about it. But yeah, I wasn't think about no Trubisky. Clemson, that 2016, that was the year when they played Lamar. when they had that epic game. So I definitely would pick that 20. I definitely think so. Yeah, and then they had Wayne Gallman. I forgot that's who else was on that team.
Wayne, my boy from Grayson. Shout out to
Yeah,
Wayne Gallman.
the one who used to run straight up. He used to run straight up in the air.
And that's why he didn't have a long career in the NFL.
You can't run like that in the league though.
let's
Yeah.
let's get to it. We just talked about 26 Clemson. Let's get started. I don't think we talked about this Alabama team. Does anybody
2017.
does anybody remember 2017 Bama? Who did they play in that championship game? Let's walk it on back because people forgot about this team. Because this is for y'all who don't know, this is the Tua come save us Alabama team. They
2017.
yeah, that was the Jalen Hurts team.
That's the year when they walked off Georgia.
Devontae
That team
Smith.
was fine. Yeah, that was freshman year Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that team would have been ranked way higher if what's his name would have played better in the championship. If Jalen Hurts would have played really the last two games of that
Yeah,
season.
he was thinking it up. They're like, hey man, this ain't working.
Right. He started like he was that was when Jalen Hurts couldn't really throw at all yet.
But yeah, he couldn't really throw, but he took care. He do the same thing he do in Philly. He take care of the football though, because he had
He played
17 touchdowns and one pick.
he
So he don't.
reverted right back to that when he that's exactly how he is now.
He take care of the football. He not really a risk taker. He just ain't no needle mover for some
Yeah.
reason. At the
I
time, he
like
was.
that defense though.
Yeah, man. Let's. Calvin really was out here. Jerry Judy Ruggs, Cam Sims, Robert Foster. I don't even remember those guys. Devontae Smith. Loaded receiving room. Unfortunately, they had no quarterback throwing the ball.
Yeah, they were young. That was a young receiver group too, from the ones that would eventually be like the best receiver group ever in Alabama.
Yeah, but
So yeah,
defense, like you said, man, that defense is good, just good as the year before. Really good defense at Bama, man.
I remember that national championship game. They shut down Nick Chubb. They couldn't really do nothing with Sony Michelle though. I wish Georgia would have gave. I feel like if Georgia would have gave the ball to Sony Michelle more in that game, they probably could have won the game.
Very, very, very possible. Absolutely, very possible.
That and if they didn't run a fucking zone on the last play to let Devontae Smith get right
Bruh,
over the
I
top
thought
of
the
him.
game was over. They the first because Georgia had ball first, right? And they hit the field goal. The very first play, Tua gets sacked for like 10 yards.
Right.
Oh, they had a field goal range now. This is gonna be real difficult because I don't think the kicker was that nice anyway. But Georgia about to win it all. And then the very next play, how you get beat deep?
That was crazy to lose like that. I'm still
Devontae
mad at them.
Smith walk off.
I'm
Nasty
still
run.
mad. I'm still mad they lost like that. But Alabama did a good job, and Tua came in, and that was when everybody was high on Tua. After that, boy, goodness gracious.
And they made Nick Saban do a whole quarterback competition after that.
Nick Saban was bold. You would never really saw a coach do something like how he did, like how he benched Jalen
Hey man,
Hurts.
he said, I gotta win a game, man. I'm sorry. You ain't doing it for me, dog. I gotta get someone who can throw the ball slightly better than you.
He made that was a super risky decision to do that. It worked out great. That's how Nick Saban is the best coach.
It worked out for him for sure.
So
Also,
that's
Kirby Smart, what are you doing?
yeah. Yeah, like bruh, Georgia when they play Alabama, I feel like they used to tuck their tail and play too conservative.
Yeah,
That was just another time.
Smart was like, I don't know if I could beat Saban my daddy. Oh, brother, here you go.
For real though, like I remember like while I was watching it, like why would they play it like that?
Yeah.
But I think that this team honestly was just well coached, and this was one of the best Nick Saban coaching team like coaching
Yeah.
jobs honestly because they had that was a young receiver core, a young quarterback group. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a quarterback that couldn't really throw.
Yeah, he really fighting for life.
And Georgia was shutting it down too because they knew he couldn't throw too, and they were making him like super duper one dimensional in that game, and it made it easy. It was looking like it was gonna be an easy win for Georgia at one point.
I thought they about to walk it off, but they Bama defense locked in, and that was it.
Yeah, when they locked in, when Tua came in and the defense started getting them three and outs, and yeah, because that was Jake Fromm too. That was Jake Fromm played good for like 3 quarters of that game.
Yeah.
That was like the best game of his life, honestly. He ain't been the same since.
Let's get to number 9. So going back on 2015 Bama, King Henry, great defense. I mean, not much more to say really. I just got
Mhm.
them. They just not better than the one loss teams that got ahead of them. I think 16 Clemson beat them. I think 21 Georgia beat them. If they could figure out how to stop Derrick Henry, that's what I
Jake
got.
Coker at quarterback definitely is probably one of the weaker quarterbacks out of everybody on this list.
If we rank them by quarterbacks, I think he as starting quarterbacks, he probably 11 or 12.
Yes. So
But let's
yeah,
let's talk about our first Buckeye team, the 2014 Urban Meyer, Zeke, Cordell Jones, stacked Buckeye team.
that was
JT Barrett, Braxton Miller.
they had four quarterbacks. And then you got to remember, people don't remember it because Zeke was, of course, the star of that team,
Yeah,
especially as the season went on.
yeah, for
But
sure.
but people don't remember Mike Thomas was on that team.
Yep.
Um, they had Smith, that fast receiver. I thought he would have did better in the league too.
Yeah, Philly Smith. Philly Smith. That's what they call him because he's from Philly.
Yeah, light skinned boy. I remember he got. I feel like he got hurt in the league, and I never heard from him again too.
Yeah, Devin Smith, right? That's the name.
Yeah, Devin
Or the
Smith.
or the or the Corey Smith. I can't remember which one it was.
It was Devin. I'm on the national championship team. It was Devin Smith because he had a long touchdown against Bama.
Oh yeah, Devin. I'm looking at it now. Devin Smith, Mike Thomas, Jalen Marshall. I remember Jalen Marshall. So much hype. So much hype for Jalen Marshall. They thought he was the next Percy. He wasn't.
He said
Dontre
he was.
Wil- Dontre Wilson on the team. Corey Smith, Zeke, a dog. Oh my God, what a monster at running back.
What that was Zeke. Zeke in 2014 through about 2017. It was it was looking like, bruh, this is the best running back we've seen in a long time.
Do you remember who else on the team? Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel, that was the one that was kind of like a mini Percy Harvin.
I didn't know this, but JT Barrett almost had 1,000 yards rushing on this team. I didn't know he'd run the ball like that at Ohio State. I thought he was, like conservative game manager.
That was an urban.
938.
That was Urban Meyer was running the quarterbacks though.
I guess you got to run the ball, bro.
Yeah, he had Braxton Miller. He used to run the quarterbacks a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Then on defense, I know they had Von Bell. He was good.
Von Bell, Josh Perry, Deron Lee,
Oh no.
Joey Bosa, Michael Bennett, Adolphus Washington. You remember Adolphus Washington?
Yeah, Joey
Eli,
Bosa was. Yeah, Joey Bosa
yeah.
on that team. Dang.
Look, Eli Mama Boy Apple. You know what I'm saying? They had some guys. Tavis Powell, Curtis Grant, and Doran Grant, Raekwon McMillan in the middle.
Raekwon Miller was tough. He was kind of tough too. That
Perfect.
Deron Lee in jail right now.
For what?
He the one that killed his wife,
I was
a
about to say
girlfriend.
it's probably some domestic, ain't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
I feel like they say he got arrested for domestic abuse like 4 or 5 times before he killed her.
Jesus Christ.
That boy was a psycho.
Yeah,
We
he
we
got
gonna erase him from the Ohio State championship team.
he can't come back for the 10-year reunion, the 20-year
Right.
reunion. I forgot they already did 10. He
They
can come back for
disowned him. I know they disowned him.
who?
That
I
Ohio
don't
State team
know.
was good though, but especially on offense. I feel like that was a good offensive team, and they
A
showed it
good
in the playoffs.
a good defense team too, because they stopped the Oregon offense. Remember, that was the Blur Mariota team.
That was everybody kind of thought Oregon was gonna beat them. If you
Shoot, I
remember before the
did.
game,
I did. I was like, man, you can't roll down no Cardell Jones on this Oregon offense and think they finna compete. I was wrong.
but
They didn't score a damn thing against Ohio State.
Oregon
And
always,
Zeke was unstoppable. My goodness.
man, that Oregon, they never win them big games, but they had a good team too. That was when Mariota and them beat Jameis, and nobody really thought they were gonna beat Florida State even.
Oh no, they didn't beat James. They smacked Florida State.
Man, they they
They
completely they completely dominated them.
annihilated. They said James was point shaving that year. I remember
Yeah,
that. I remember that. They call him
that
James Point Shaving Winston.
that was that year when he dropped back the pass, and then out of nowhere he just like fell backwards and fumbled the ball. That was that
Oh my
year.
god. Yeah. But that Buckeye team, they got one loss, and that's remember that Virginia Tech game where Braxton Miller
That,
hit him with the oh,
bro,
and
you want to know something though, bro? I
What's
couldn't
that?
even have I couldn't have this Ohio State team ranked high. One, because of that win, and two, because I remember in 2014 being mad that TCU didn't make the
Oh,
playoffs over
bruh.
them.
That was the second biggest robbery in the college football playoff. Obviously,
That
the number
TCU team
one.
was fire.
Obviously, the number one robbery is Florida State, but number
Yeah,
two is definitely 2014 TCU, which is one of the greatest teams of all time.
that TCU team was raw, boy. Goodness gracious, and they were fun to watch too.
And
And
I think
they only
did they
lost with the Baylor, and Baylor was like fifth in the country.
right. And the Big 12 decided we're gonna have a co-champ. Said y'all already said it's one true champion. That's the whole motto. One true champion. And now you say we got co-champ. It's like that you ain't gonna get both of them in there. You just to choose TCU and call it a day. Because the Big 12 couldn't decide on a true champion, the playoff meeting said, all right, none of y'all getting in.
Yeah,
Great. And that's how it went. Right? That's exactly how it went. Because I think Ohio State got in as a 4 seed because Bama was undefeated with Blake Sims, I think.
yeah, that was
And
Blake Sims for sure.
and then you got Florida State and Oregon. Florida State didn't have no loss. Oregon didn't have no loss, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, both of them were undefeated. I know for a fact Florida State was still undefeated.
See what I'm saying? Like all you had to do was choose a champion. Ohio State might not have made it. They might have just held them out.
They really would have. They would probably would have had to name Baylor the champion because they beat them head to head. So that would have put TCU out of it anyway, and they didn't want to do that. I feel like they didn't want to do
Yeah,
that.
that's right. So Baylor won that game. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
Baylor had
Baylor
a
should have.
Baylor was raw that year too now, but I definitely thought TCU was. I definitely thought TCU was better because they had a better defense.
I wonder what would have happened if we had a 12-team playoff in 20. What was it? The 2014 year, the
That would have
first
been
year.
lit. That would have been
The
lit.
first year. What if we just came out the gate 12 teams? Let's get it. Let's
That would have
get
been
it.
lit. That
Uh,
20 in 2014 they would have had 12 teams. That would have been the lit playoffs that year.
all right, now let's talk about the other Buckeye team. 2024, Jeremiah Smith, the next Julio. They talking crazy about Jay Smith. Like he
That's
this, he that. They had Travion Henderson and one of my boy who came from Ole Miss. He was the other running back.
Judkins, the one play for
Yeah,
Cleveland.
Quinshawn, Judkins.
That was crazy.
They had a
That's
good
a
tight
crazy
end.
backfield.
They had a good tight end. The other receivers were pros too. I can't remember. Was
They had Cardell Tate.
Cardinal Tatum? Who else? Somebody was above them too.
Was it Ennis?
Yeah, was it Mikabuka?
Matter of fact, it was Ibuka.
Ibuka. Okay, so
Yeah,
Ibuka.
matter of fact, it was. It was Smith, Ibuka, and then and then Cardell Tate for sure.
Boy, they don't miss at Ohio State, boy. Well, now what you call it gone now? Maybe it'll be a little easier. Now,
Heartline.
yeah, Heartline gone. Maybe they don't get all the receivers no more. Maybe it mellows out now.
Yeah, I wish he would have stayed. 'Cause I used to love Ohio State watching them games with them receivers. But
Bro, they didn't miss for a minute, boy. Because even from here on, it got kind of really crazy when they had Jackson Smith and Jig, but Marvin Harrison, uh, Garrett Wilson, and what's my boy and Olave. That was probably the most. That's probably their peak receiver room. Like you couldn't have a better receiver room than that. Them four right
yeah,
there.
yeah, that was probably like 2021, maybe 2022.
The year before the Rose, the year of the Rose Bowl when Jackson Smith broke the record. What was that 2021 Ohio State?
It was either one or two. I think that was 2021.
No. Which one they didn't? Stroud was quarterback in his first bowl game. So yeah, that's 21, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, because 2022 was his last year for sure.
Yeah, because 2021 was the first time they lost to Michigan. That's right, and they didn't know what happened, so they had to go to the Rose Bowl, and they almost lost to Utah. So I remember that Rose Bowl was great. I'm about to rewatch that. That was a great game.
Yeah, Smith and Jigba was saving Ohio State.
What?
He was he was saving them.
Utah, like I ain't never seen no one do this, and I'm like, yeah, me either. Utah, me.
Utah was putting up a fight and every time they came out of the field. That defense was out there. And Jigba was catching the pass every time.
Jesus Christ, yeah, Jay Sim was in there, but yeah, Ibuka, Tate Smith was a receiving core. Henderson was, oh my God, Henderson and Junkins. Bro, what are you supposed to do? Chip Kelly calling plays. They were not supposed to lose it. Caleb Downs, they got him out the portal. Like this team
They had a 5 offensive line too.
Yeah, they had to win. Remember JT Tumaloa? He was on that team too.
Yeah, Sunny, well, not Sunny Side. What's my boy
Sonny Styles,
Sawyer,
Sonny
Jack
Styles,
Sawyer?
Sonny Styles on the team. He started. Cody Simon was the other linebacker. Jack Sawyer, the other DN.
Yeah,
Denzel Burke. Oh, you know him. Tyleek
he was
Williams.
second.
Yeah, this team was good, talented, and what they call it, the $20 million roster. That seems low nowadays, boy.
Man, what? I just like their offense. I like the
the,
Ohio State 2024 offense for sure.
the only thing why I got them on dead last on my list is because they lost twice, bro. They're not so that they wouldn't in the normal scenario they wouldn't have made the playoff, but because this is the first year the 12 team playoff, they got in there. And
They definitely in the regular season they kind of walk through it, and the coach Ryan Day didn't really have a good season coaching them in the regular season. To me,
yeah,
he was okay, but they lost in the big games. They didn't play well in the big games. I feel like
they got saved by the expansion because I do remember them losing to Oregon and them losing to Michigan. I was like that should be enough to get them out of there.
the Oregon loss was terrible too. The way they lost at the end was
Yeah,
terrible.
and then
But they were
losing
like you
Michigan,
said.
losing Michigan the way you lost to Michigan, I wouldn't have put them in the playoff at all. But they like, well, they only got 2 losses and they only lost like 4 points. I'm like, bro, I don't care.
Yeah,
But,
like what?
but because we got 12-team playoff, everybody get a chance to go play. And they decided to smack everybody. Tennessee, open round, 42-17. And they were talking about they wanted a raise at Tennessee. For what? I should demote some of y'all salary.
That was a
and, then,
disgusting game. They didn't even play like they cared.
and then the Rose Bowl smacked Oregon up so fast, I forgot the game was on. They didn't really say nothing about that one.
It was 35-0 quick, bro.
But they also should have lost to Texas. I can't believe Quinn Ewers let that shit happen.
I can't.
Quinn
I knew it
Ewers
was gonna happen like that.
Quinn Ewers is the reason Ohio State won the championship game. That's what I'm gonna say. Quinn Ewers is the reason Ohio State won the championship. And then they're just better.
Teams,
They're just better than Notre Dame. Notre Dame didn't have enough to keep up with, honestly.
Yeah, the Notre Dame, they had Riley Leonard at quarterback. They can go get in those shootout Ohio State.
They would need a supreme defense to win that game, and they had a very good but not supreme.
But I had Ohio State 20. I had 24 Ohio State ranked low, like you said, because they were ranked number 8.
Yeah,
they were number 8 in the country.
I can't respect that. That's why they did last on my list. So I can't respect the season when you got 2 losses. A 2-loss champion ain't. I can't respect it.
But sometimes where teams get hot, and they were hot. I would like. I feel like
Scorching.
I feel like at a certain point, some of the teams that were ranked, like I got ranked above them, it would have been tough for them to beat them in the playoffs, especially with that kind of talent.
Yeah, like that
talent right to the top of the playoffs.
Chip Kelly ran offense with them 2 backs and them 3 receivers. Come on, man. What we doing?
Yeah, they finally put it together. It took the Michigan game. Excuse me. It took the Michigan game for them to put it together, but when they did, they was clicking.
Yep. And then I got 2017, Bama. We talked about all the teams now, so I'll just be real brief. I just wasn't too enthused by them. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they beat Georgia, but it's like, okay. I don't think this team is that good. I think they could beat Georgia because Kirby laid down, but yeah.
I feel like Nick Saban was the reason they won that one. That was like a Nick Saban championship for sure.
And then you said you don't really like them cheaters over there. You don't like the Harbaugh cheating team, bro. They didn't cheat that year, bro. They didn't cheat that year. They cheated the year before. That's what they said. We cheated the year before. We didn't cheat this year.
That's the excuse.
Like y'all caught us cheating the years before.
I got them rate low because I don't really like the talent. I feel like they, like you said, they're not a memorable team. So I got to rate low just off of the strength. I don't think they would really beat anybody on this list. I don't even think they would beat 2020 Alabama, but they did have like a dominant defense. So they can beat anybody really.
Yeah,
So I had to put them kind of high, like.
Yeah.
But 2020 Alabama last.
No respect for my COVID Kings, huh? No respect for the COVID Kings.
They might have beat 2023 Michigan, but I would have to see it. I just don't. I don't know the COVID thing.
I think they could beat almost everybody. Honestly, I think that team was loaded for sure.
They definitely were on offense, especially. They definitely were like a high flying offense for sure. So
as far as quarterback play of all the teams during they had the second best quarterback play. Only one better was obviously Big Dog, the Tiger,
Burrow.
yeah, Tiger King.
You ain't like Trevor Lawrence or Deshaun?
They didn't have better years than Matt Jones did. I think those are better talents for sure, but they didn't have better year than Matt Jones in 2020.
No, or Mendoza.
Hell no. I mean, those are cool, but he didn't have a better year. Matt Jones really had an underrated year. He was really cooking.
Yeah, you look at his stats.
I also didn't think he should have been a first round quarterback because my quarterback shouldn't look like he work at the car dealership already.
But shoot, he did it, man. Matt Jones did a good job when Tua got hurt. He did a good job of distributing that ball, though. I ain't gonna lie. He
Yep.
had a bunch of weapons, though. I feel like
And
that's really what helped him a lot.
and he kept 5-star Bryce Young on the bench. People be scared of that. Like, oh, what are they going? How we gonna do, man? We got a senior quarterback. We got a 5-star freshman here. What we gonna do? Matt Jones said, "Don't worry, I got this. I got this. Don't worry about it. I got it." And he did.
Yeah, I honestly think he played better if you think about it, than 2020 than any Bryce Young year. Bryce Young won that. Bryce
Um,
Young won that Heisman, but did he have a better year than 2020?
that's tough because Matt Jones 2020 year went absolutely crazy.
But that Alabama team, yeah, I really feel like it wasn't really just him. He just had a great receiver group, and then he had, like you said, Sarkisian was cooking that year,
He was cooking. He had Najee Harris. He had the
and
receivers,
Najee Harris.
and he
He
had
had
a great
everything.
defense. Bama had everything. That's why I had him number 2, and you got him at 12. We got a different look on life. Yeah, that's all.
I probably should have had a rate higher for sure. They definitely had a real good offense. 2 to
Yeah,
12 is a big difference. I don't know why I had them that low.
he just wasn't respecting the COVID. That's understandable. COVID was very forgettable for some people.
For real, like that season was kind of forgettable to me.
Yeah, but yeah, we got some bonus content for you, y'all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna predict week 0 since it is this Saturday,
Oh
and
yeah.
we're gonna see what do you got. You got North Carolina TCU. I need to see if I can zoom in on this screen. Hold on, because it look a little different. It look crazy for you. Hold on.
Okay, there we go. I see it.
Nah, we're gonna give you some more, man. We're gonna give you some more legible for everybody. All right.
Yeah.
North Carolina TCU. Actually, I don't like this view. Let me do scores. Schedule be a little weird.
TCU in North Carolina. Ugh. College football really about to start this weekend.
Saturday, baby.
Week
First
0.
game, North Carolina TCU. The spread is TCU is the 9.5-point favorite. Who you got? You got TCU covering the spread, or you got North Carolina? Who you got?
Honestly, bro, TCU going through a lot, but USC I just think that they kind of. I think North Carolina just not that good still.
Yeah,
I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
I think TCU, they are having a new quarterback. The guy from Harvard is their quarterback. But apparently he was nice because his receiver went to Duke and now he at Miami. So we're going to see what Jaden Craig all about. But North Carolina do got Petrino in calling the offense now. North Carolina should be improved. I don't want to say they cover the spread, though. I don't know if they could keep it within 10. I think TCU is just a better team and better program.
Yeah, TCU got some players and definitely got more talented players than UNC to me. So I'm gonna say TCU gonna win, even though they going through turmoil and they firing the people that were supposed to be reporting on the team and they doing all that. They doing all that. I feel like the players in the locker room. I feel like they'll figure it out. It's gonna
Yeah,
be tough though.
yeah, they TCU had a person. I want. What do you think happened? What do you think Buddy he just wouldn't stop talking and had to get the beaters on him, or like
That
because
what it
what
sound
happened?
like. It sounded like that dude was trying to bully him.
And I guess he like, nah, bro, I'm tired of this.
Yeah,
And the DB just went, bow, put him in the hospital, brother.
crazy. They said that boy was still in the hospital like 3-4 days later.
Yeah, you only beat someone like that if you really tired of it, tired of them, and tired of what they got going on, man.
I feel like somebody on the team should have should have did something with that though. They should have
But,
prevented that from happening.
yeah,
But I got TCU cover. I got them winning and barely covering the spread. I got them winning by like 10. It's a 9.5. I got them winning by 10.
yeah. So we got the 3 o'clock NBC matchup. San Jose State. Bless your heart. You got to go to USC. USC spread is 39.5. Do you think Lincoln Riley blows out San Jose, my boy Kenny Nitsimalo, by 39.5 points?
I do. I actually do. I
That
think
boy said they go back to Pete Carroll days. They smacking everybody who not supposed to be on there.
I think they go. I think they go cover. But at the same time, this is gonna be a different USC team. But they gonna be so much younger than they were last year in some spots. But I still think they're gonna. I think they're gonna dominate. They got a lot of talent still though.
They they
And
they
it's a,
got
you got to think their defense. It's not gonna matter as much in the game like this.
they got Gary Patterson run their defense now. And they got 2 running backs like that, like some real good running backs on that team. Because the boy who was a
Yeah.
walk on last year, he's second year in. So yeah, I don't know if they're going. Did I say I had TCU covering the spread? I think I did. I think TCU covered the spread. I think you'll see who can, because San Jose State runs the whole they quarterback left. I'm gonna go UC covering the spread. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go UC cover the spread.
I like USC offense this year. I think they'll be pretty good.
Let's go to the most probably the best matchup of the day. 3:30 NC State Virginia ACC pop off. This was supposed to be in what they supposed to play this one in Brazil. I think it got moved for some reason, whatever it was.
Going from Brazil to Charlottesville, Virginia is crazy.
Hey, I don't think they should have been going to Brazil in the first place, but hey, we're here now. I got NC State winning. I know Virginia's the favorite, but I'm going with CJ Bailey, man. I think Bo Prabula is supposed to be the quarterback for Virginia, and Virginia did have a good year last year. But Dave Duran always gonna have him a random 10-win season or 9-win season just out of nowhere. This might be one of them years.
Yeah, NC State. I got to see what they do because using NC State lose a game early in the season, and they go like they'll go into the season with some hype and lose early.
Yeah.
And honestly, though, but I think Virginia. I got to see how they offense is going to look. But I think that they're going to be pretty decent though. Actually, this year, I know they got a lot of people to replace that running back, but I still think they're going to be pretty decent. And I like their coach. I like what's my boy name? Tony Elliott.
All right, so you got Virginia covering the spread, or you just got to win it?
They 4-point favorite.
Uh-huh. I don't like when it be one whole point. I like a half.
Yeah, I was about to say, do they win by 3? Are they gonna win a close game? I feel like it's gonna be a close game. I think they're gonna win. They're gonna either win by 3 or 7. I'm gonna say 3. So I got NC State. I mean, I don't got them covered. I got NC State with the spread.
So you got NC State covering, and you got Virginia winning.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the 5:30 game. Jacksonville State going to Fargo for North Dakota State first game as an FBS school. They are now part of the Mountain West, if people don't know. And they got North Dakota State as the favorite by 7.
I got North Dakota State. I don't really know too much about Jacksonville State other than they running back just left. And with the West Virginia.
Jacksonville State had a decent year post Rich Rod. But I don't know if they can have 2 more years like that. Sometimes it just happens the first year. I'm gonna go North Dakota State because why not? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And they playing in that dome. I remember when we was in college, we used to have to play
in the
North
Fargo
Dakota.
Dome.
Yeah, we lost both times bad. I remember. That's a hard place to play. That's a hard place to play there.
And they're gonna be piped up because it's a lot of emotion. It's their first game as an FBS school. Jacksonville State got to make a long trip. Boy, going from Alabama to North Dakota is very far.
Yeah, I got North Dakota. I got them covered.
I got North Dakota State covering and winning.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though Jacksonville State had a good year last year, I think North Dakota State does it. Now here's here's your newest MAC rivalry: Eastern Michigan versus Sacramento State.
That Sacramento State in the MAC now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Eastern Michigan to cover that.
You like Eastern Michigan?
For sure.
I haven't really seen them.
I don't think Sacramento State played good last year in FCS to be able to just come in guns blazing.
I've been hearing a lot about Sacramento State. Where they coming from?
The money. They getting some money pumped into them. So that's what it is.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Sacramento State got money?
Yeah, man. I don't know where it came from either, but they got it.
Mozzie. Nah, I'm just playing. I had I got Eastern Michigan winning. I guess I don't
Yeah.
really know too much about either one of these teams, but I'm gonna pick Eastern Michigan because I'm a little bit more familiar with them being good than Sacramento State.
Do you think they cover the spread too?
Their spread is 10. Yeah, I say yeah.
All right. Next game, Hawaii Stanford, ACC Network.
Hawaii and Stanford. Ooh.
Stanford is only a 4-point favorite.
I'm picking Hawaii, and you want to know why I'm picking Hawaii? Because I don't believe in Stanford. They got to prove it.
Yeah, Davis Warren. Why? Why is he y'all quarterback?
That's their quarterback.
Yeah. Remember Michigan walk on from years ago? Yes.
I
He
definitely
is.
remember Davis Warren. He was not. He was not good at all.
Well, fast forward to 2026, he's the starting quarterback for the Stanford Cardinal. I'm gonna go with Hawaii in the upset because Hawaii was good last year. I like their quarterback. Timmy Chang's still the coach.
Right.
I see they might upset. I definitely think they cover the spread though. I think they might even upset, but I definitely got Hawaii covering the spread.
Yeah, because I'm picking Hawaii to win that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I got no covering too.
All right.
And the reason I just like that, I like that Timmy Chang. I'm
Yeah.
glad he there. That was like a childhood memory. Him being at Hawaii before Cole Brennan.
Right, and then
Rest in peace.
Stanford has a brand new coach. I don't know if they're ready for a known team who've been with their coach for years now and who just had a good year. Like Hawaii beat Cal in the bowl game, didn't
Yeah.
they? Yeah, come on, man.
They gimmicky. Teams that are gimmicky, kind of like Hawaii can beat a team with a new coach, I feel like.
Yeah, and especially when that team with new coach, the team wasn't good before.
Right. Stanford that's a hard job, really. You gotta be a real good coach to win at Stanford, I feel like.
All right, and then we get our other 7 o'clock game on the CW. See what they did to you, Florida State? They believe y'all need to be on CW, bro.
They got a bunch of CW.
Y'all got New Mexico State, and y'all a 30.5 favorite.
You know what? I'm gonna say they gonna cover. I got them covered.
They better cover. This is Mike Norvell fighting for his life. They better smack New Mexico State something serious.
I would not be surprised if they didn't cover, but I got them covered. I like some of the players on Florida State on offense. I know they got that running back from Texas, Wisner.
Wisner on there, yeah.
They got really like 2 or 3 good running backs,
Yeah,
and they got Deuce Robinson.
what's the name? Omari Crowa?
Yeah, they got Chroma, they got Wisner, and they got Singleton, that fast running back. They got some good running backs, and they got Deuce Robinson at receiver.
That's what it is, man. Deuce Robinson is 6'6", 230. Can you stop me?
I think that's gonna be the thing. The quarterback is the thing
Ashton Daniels. What are we doing?
that's gonna be the thing with Florida State is how they quarterback situation work out.
Yeah, Norville, you want to keep your job? You blow these motherfuckers out by 6 TDs, nigga. Make it non-competitive. Make this a showcase.
For real, they need it.
Especially if you calling plays. They want to see you can call plays again, man. You call plays when Jordan Travis was there. Let's see if you can make it a good offense again. Let's see.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to watch in certain ways. But Florida State got some work to do, even if they win this game.
Absolutely. Now, I think this is the most interesting match of the night. The G6 showcase. We got Memphis with new coach from Southern Miss. I forgot his name. Don't Clark. What's his name? Oh my God.
I know you're talking about too.
What is Southern Miss? He was Southern Miss coach.
Yeah.
What's his name? Hold on.
My guy with the dark skin with the bald head. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Memphis coach.
Is it Charlie? Something?
Charles Huffster.
Charles.
Chuck Huff. And then
he be saying some stuff in the press conferences. I didn't see him go viral a couple times.
And then he go against Dan Mullen, year 2, UNLV. And you just talk about his quarterback situation, Orgy and Jackson Arnold. I don't know who they named the starter yet. But
I'm glad this is a big G6 game to be played on week 0. This might actually hold some weight at the end of the season.
This is the most interesting game of the day because, like you said, this game gonna hold weight because this is an out of conference G6 matchup.
Yeah.
Ooh. And UNLV needs to win this game more than Memphis needs to win this game because the UNLV, the Mountain West is different now. They they lost Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State, Fresno State.
I gotta keep up with this. This conference alignment is confusing me. I did not know Boise
It's
State
too
went in the
much.
Mountain West.
It's too much, brother. It's too much. But yeah, this is gonna be the
Dang.
game. So UNLV is a 4.5 favorite at home against Memphis.
I don't like teams that don't have their quarterback situation picked like this close to the season.
Shoot, I don't even know who Memphis. I think did Memphis choose that quarterback? Is it Aaron Nolan? Did
Matter of fact, they picked today. It's not Aaron Nolan. It's not. It's somebody.
Memphis
Somebody beat him out. I can't remember who it was though.
was it Marcus Stokes?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Because I remember like the buddy off Fresh Prince.
Marcus Stokes is a quarterback.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
no,
that's who they picked their quarterback.
it
Yep,
says
that's it.
Huff says starting quarterback won't be announced ahead of season opener. Maybe
I
he
just
didn't
saw the
make an
announcement.
announcement yet.
I
Maybe he
thought
make an announcement.
I feel like I saw somebody announce it today, but maybe not. I don't know. It said that Aaron Nolan lost his job, lost his starting spot though, or
You might be
Buddy
talking.
Buddy.
You might be talking about former Memphis quarterback AJ Hill lost his quarterback battle at Arkansas.
Oh no, I could have sworn it said Marcus Stokes won. Maybe I don't know.
He might win, but you know why Marcus Stokes is viral? He was saying the N word, and that's why he got his scholarship pool from Florida.
That's it. That's who that is.
That's who that is. Remember, he went to West Florida to play football.
Bro, it was a white dude named Marcus Stokes.
Yes,
That's crazy. I did not know there was any white people whose last name was Stokes.
Hey man,
I remember when that happened. I didn't know what his name was though. That's crazy.
yeah, the starting quarterback for University of Memphis remains unannounced heading into the opener.
Oh wow,
That's gonna be so. Yeah, you got two quarterback situations. Let me see if did Dan Mullen name the quarterback. Let's see.
that is crazy. Both of them got a quarterback controversy. Never mind that changed everything.
UNLV starting QB. Let's see. They not named the quarterback either. Dan Mullen announced a two quarterback system, meaning Arnold and Orgy will play.
I did see that he said he was going to play two quarterbacks.
Here
I
we
usually don't
go.
like when teams play two quarterbacks. I usually don't like that, bro.
Here we go. He on that bullshit again. Come on, Dan Mullen. Choose a quarterback, dog.
Did he do that with Anthony Richardson?
At first, Trask and who? Felipe? Trask and Felipe? Or Trask and
Yeah,
Anthony Richardson? But he's done this before.
Felipe Frazier for sure was yeah.
Well, we're gonna
Dang,
see.
I'm
That
picking.
means
I'm honestly picking UNLV now.
that means both of them trash. And honestly, yeah, let's go. I'm with you. UNLV will win and cover the spread. 1.5.
Yeah, I got to win it by a touchdown. That's gonna be an interesting game. Really,
Yeah.
for real. Both of them been looking like they on the come up in G5.
10 o'clock on Fox. Memphis UNLV, baby.
Them games on the West Coast, that being like Vegas, and them games always start at night. That's so funny.
And you be like, boy, I'm tired.
For real,
Please.
you watch the first half and wake up and Sports Center be on.
Yeah, I catch about score in the morning. I catch them highlights about score. What they say, college football final? I watch that when I wake up.
Yeah,
So that's
bro.
what we got for you, man. We gave y'all some predictions. Do what you want with that information as you please. Be safe, be smart. Don't use all your whole savings. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games to pop off week 0.
Football
Let's
season
go.
back.
Yes,
Everything just way more fun when it's football season.
come on, man. Fall about to come. The leaves about to start turning. The weather gonna be a little more crispier. It's about to be the best time of the year is coming. I hope y'all enjoy.
Yeah, it's about to be lit now. We
Yes,
done got
sir.
to it.
Yes, sir. We out of here, y'all. We'll catch y'all next week, man. We're gonna discuss week 0 games and predict the week 1 games. That's what we're doing next week. Because the NFL won't be starting to the week after that, I believe. And we'll do that when that's time.
On a Wednesday for whatever reason.
Oh, I realized why they start on Wednesday.
Why?
Someone playing in Australia on Thursday. So they need them enough time to come back home to get ready for week 2. You know, that jet lag. So they playing that Thursday will be Australia. So that's why they moved the Patriots game, not the Seahawks game on Wednesday.
Dang.
Yeah, Goodell greedy. They should stop all this international play. If you ask me, just make international league. You want NFL money so bad, start an international the NFL Europe again or NFL
Exactly. What happened to NFL Europe?
Money.
Yeah, people weren't watching that, but yeah, okay.
Nobody trying to watch the Frankfurter, whatever that team was. I can't remember that. They used to be on that Madden. That's how I remember them.
That's the only reason I remember any of them teams. They used to be on Madden.
Boy, but yeah, we out, y'all. We gonna do this again next week, man.
Peace.